Live from the YouTubes on a Sunday. Once again, we're back to the normal schedule. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel and welcome into another live Ask Me Anything. Today we have a few things to talk about. I've watched some movies and I want to let you guys know that I've watched some movies that I am stoked to bring you reviews for. We also had some Marvel Cinematic Universe news that I didn't have a chance to talk about on this channel, so we definitely want to hit on that, something that's got me really excited. And then we have yet another contest winner from earlier in the week in my most anticipated video. So all will be revealed, and then we will set up for some more fun stuff to come. But I'm going to go ahead and get in the chat room and see what is going on, and we've got a lot of people in the chat room. Thank you guys so much for joining me, as you always do. Good morning, everyone. I got some great questions coming in, as always, and I'm just stoked for you guys to be here. We also may or may not have hit a little bit of a milestone on this channel. Now, I didn't expect to hit it before this video. I had already kind of planned what I was going to do, but because we've hit it, I do want to give you guys a tease of something later on in the week, maybe myself and a little bit of a guest host. You can probably guess who that's going to be. I would say Wednesday, we're going to go live and do a bit of an 80K celebration because we did hit that milestone on this channel, and we've got more people pouring in. Yeah, 80K, man, that was kind of the goal. Didn't think I would hit it, but I did, and we're going to celebrate it a little bit later on in the week. But before we get into any of this, as always, if you guys have questions, be sure to leave them in the chat room. And if you have Streamlabs questions, you can leave those as well. I do want to go ahead and hit on one that I may have missed. I missed a Streamlabs question because it was sent to me in the middle of the week, and I just somehow didn't see it, but I wanted to acknowledge it. So first question of the day comes to us from Johannes Gerald, I believe. Don't have my glasses, can't see very well. Talking top 10 movies, I guess, of all time. At number 10, 12 Angry Men. Number 9, Shawshank Redemption. Inglourious Bastards at 8. Ooh, Minority Report at 7. Number 6, The Revenant. Number 5, 12 Years a Slave. 4, No Country for Old Men. I love this list. Number 3, Prisoners. Number 2, the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. And your number 1 movie is Blade Runner 2049. I don't see many talk 12 Years and Revenant anymore. That's a great list. That really is a great list. A lot of modern films on there, but I don't think that's a problem. I have a lot of modern movies on my list, and very Denis Villeneuve heavy, which obviously I'm going to appreciate. Yeah, some will say Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy, is a cheat code, but I mean, that whole trilogy really is just one big old 12-hour movie, so I don't mind that at all. So I just wanted to acknowledge that since I missed it early on, and I want to go back to the normal chat room as of now and just see what you guys are up to. How many people? Yeah, you probably guess who that's going to be later on in the week. Film Strippers reunion. Yeah, we've got to get back on the Film Strippers train, man. We've been so busy as of late, but we have been secretly collabing on a few things. So 3C is very encouraging. Speaking of Ryan O'Toole, another great YouTuber. Why did the worker get fired from the M&M factory? They threw away all of the W's. Come on. Ryan, I love you, man. Thanks for doing that. When is the Harry Potter tier list? Yeah, as you guys know, my wife and I are working on going through all of the Harry Potter movies. Well, as soon as we finish it, I was shooting for February. I'm still shooting for February. We're going to try to take a couple of days, maybe next week or the week after that, to finish, because I want to make sure the franchise is fresh in my mind before I do the tier list. But it is one that I'm very excited about. Congratulations on 80K. Thank you guys so much. I promise we're going to celebrate that a bit later on in the week, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Hello there. Hello. Hey. And I want to keep bringing you guys up before we get into the first super chat. Malcolm and Marie thoughts. Well, I think that's a good time to go ahead and get into some of the things I wanted to talk about. So I did watch a lot of movies over the past week, and one of those films, now that you mention it, was indeed Malcolm and Marie. Now, for all of these, you guys can go on my Twitter at the Burkeinator or Austin Burke and find my immediate thoughts. But just kind of reiterating what I said on Twitter, I thought Malcolm and Marie is it's going to explode into the Oscar race, mostly due to the two performances, but I just think stylistically it's a beautiful film. It truly is a beautiful film. So maybe a lot of people weren't expecting it to be as big of an Oscar contender as it's going to be, but I think especially when you look at that Best Actress slot, I think Zendaya is going to fit nicely into there. And honestly, I want John David Washington to get a nomination. I do. I thought he stole so many scenes, but it's just this constant back and forth. And that's pretty much what I said in my tweet. Can't go beyond that. Can't review it just yet. So if you guys are looking for my score for that film, be on the lookout. That is coming. And we do have a super chat. I'll get into that in just a second. I do want to talk about some of the other movies that I have seen. Another film that I was able to watch was Palmer, starring Justin Timberlake. Cannot share my thoughts yet, but I'm very excited to. I also saw Warner Brothers' The Little Things, starring Denzel, Jared Leto, Rami Malek, another film that I think a lot of people are interested in, and that's definitely going to be an interesting one to talk about. I saw Cherry. You guys know that I saw Cherry. I tweeted out my thoughts immediately after. It's going to be a divisive film for sure. I loved a lot of things about it. I didn't like a lot of things about it. So I'm very excited to talk about the experience as a whole. But if you're looking for a great Tom Holland performance, that is definitely it. And then finally, Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh my goodness. Speaking of storming into the Oscar race, we've got some movies here, folks, that are going to easily crack my top 2 or 3 movies of the year, and then some movies out of that list that I just mentioned that may be a little disappointing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. All of those reviews coming out over the next couple of weeks. As soon as the embargoes lift officially, I can talk more than what I just did, which were pretty much what I tweeted out after seeing the films. All right, first super chat of the day. I want to talk AJ Taylor, leaving that great super chat as always. And by the way, I will announce the contest winner here in just a little bit. I want to get back to the chat room. But we have another director swap. I told you, I'm going to have to come up with like a graphic for the director swap just to make this like an ongoing thing. So we have Lynch's Repulsion. Oh my. Okay, here we go. Lynch's Repulsion and Polanski's Blue Velvet. Ooh, man. Oh, Polanski's Blue Velvet. I'm going to go... I don't know if Polanski could do Blue Velvet justice, and that's not a slight on Polanski. It's not. I just don't know. So I'm going to go Lynch's Repulsion just because David Lynch meshed with that type of film. I'd be interested. I don't know if that fits either, but it's fascinating to me. So I'm going to go Lynch's Repulsion. That's my pick there. But an interesting director swap. All right. Interesting. Ryan O'Toole, back to his M&M joke. Listen, man, you know I appreciate a good joke, and I appreciate M&Ms. They are delicious, especially in ice cream. Fashionable Changeling. What do you think about the Happy Time Murders? I understand why people hate it, but I don't think it's bad. And this is coming from someone who loves the Muppets. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think for me, it's a film that's right down the middle. It's not a very memorable experience in my opinion, but again, I think she's good when she's good. I just don't know if it worked in the way that they intended, but I don't think it's a horrible movie like most people did. Favorite Spike Lee movie? I don't know if this one's my favorite, but it's the one that resonated with me much more so than I anticipated. I mean, you could go Malcolm, but I'm going to go Black Klansman, like recent film, right? But I was in love with what I saw from Black Klansman, and it pushed John David Washington like to the forefront of the actors I'm excited about, and then seeing him in Malcolm and Marie just kind of blew me away. I was astounded with his performance. Who won the gift card? We're going to get to it all off. I've got the names selected. I want to keep getting through these chats just for a second. Cherry trailer was, the trailer came out, and I watched it. Listen, I'll say this. I can't say more than this, but I'll say this. That it shoots for the moon. The movie shoots for the moon. And sometimes it doesn't get there. I think it's a very great performance, kind of riding on that shoulders type of movie. And some of the shots are gorgeous. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Hello there. McLovin with the super chat. Congrats on 80K. Are you doing this full time? Well, I guess technically this is full time for me right now. Yeah. I do some things on the side, some gigs. I do wedding videos. I help others with some projects in terms of just doing the whole Final Cut shtick. I've done plenty of side gigs over the last couple of months, but in terms of what I do, full time, and this is it, man. I had a job. I used to work for the government. I left that job, and everyone understood why. They said, "You got to go do what you got to do, man." I said, "I got to do it." So I'm going to sit in my room and talk about movies. Maybe they didn't take me serious, but that's okay. What is your least favorite movie? Oh, that's a great question. I don't know what my number one is. Some of the ones that I hate and despise, the live action Dragon Ball adaptation, the Last Airbender is garbage. I hate Batman and Robin. I loved it as a kid. I hate it now. The Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson, that's a recent one that I gave a 0% to. Zippity doo dah. There have been some really bad films. I don't know what my number one is. That's a list that I have private on Letterboxd, but I can't decide what my number one is. Austin Wagner says, opinions on Dark Knight Rises. It's my favorite of the bunch, even though the second is the better film. That I agree with. In a dream scenario, would you want JGL Nightwing Robin's sequel? I would. I would love to see where that story goes. I don't think we'll ever get it. It's not something I think is a requirement, but I'd love to see it. I'm a fan of Dark Knight Rises. I say this all the time. I'm a fan. I know it gets a little sloppy on the narrative side of things in the third act, but I still think the epic nature of that movie and just how grand and awesome it is at times. Yeah, I'm a fan. So that's definitely one that I often go back to. Jack Carter, congrats on 80K. Thank you so much. Ooh, Joey agrees. The Dark Knight Rises is elite. Hey, Olaf, I'm glad you said this. Ted Lasso is amazing. I did see the trailer, and you know why I even watched the trailer? Because I'm actually watching Ted Lasso. You guys pitched it. You said, Austin, you missed this. And I looked in the mirror and I said, I made a mistake not watching Ted Lasso. So guess what? I'm watching it. I've seen the first episode. It's really good. Is really good. So I can't wait to keep watching it. Thank you guys for the recommendation. That makes me really happy. Olaf also says, Boys State Thoughts, loved it. One of my top 20 movies of the year last year. By the way, I want to say thanks to everybody who supported yesterday's video. I did a little video on Godzilla, and it did really well for the channel. And just to I know there's some people that's like, it's not a trailer. How dare you? And some people's like, why are you doing a video on 5 seconds of footage? But overall, I got a good response, and I appreciate you guys for all your support, as well as these live streams. If you guys are here, as always, the goal on this video is to hit 100 likes just because it helps it out with the YouTubes. You are the reason that I made it to that milestone, so I appreciate all of your support big time. And to all of the amazing chats you guys are leaving, let's keep going through it. I don't want to miss any good ones. Anthony says, have you seen Zemeckis' first film Contact? Not first film, his film Contact. It reminds me a bit of Arrival and Interstellar. I've not seen it in a while, Anthony. Oh, man, it had to be 10 plus years ago when I saw it. Had to be 10 plus years. I remember enjoying it. I can't give you a score, but it may be one I need to revisit because that style of movie, Interstellar, Arrival, go back to some of the Spielberg. I mean, I like a hardcore, just original sci-fi like that. So maybe that's one I need to revisit. And that's kind of a genre that keeps slowly crawling up my list of favorite genres, is like the sci-fi originals, not necessarily like a Star Wars, but something in a similar vein. So yeah, that's definitely one I want to go back to. Do you think Farmageddon will get a nomination for Best Animated Film? I hope so. You know, Sam, that's a great question. I don't know, because I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about it. Now, if you're asking me, does it deserve one over some of these other films that are being considered, like the Willoughbys, or yeah, I absolutely think so. But I'm not completely sure. I do hope so. I do think it's in the top 5 best animated movies from last year. Absolutely. So at the end of the day, when I look at the entire list, it's a maybe for me. But in terms of should it get a nomination? Yeah, I absolutely think so. AJ also says, oh, we got more director swaps. Oh, man. Lord and Miller's The Incredibles. Oh, my gosh. Brad Bird's Into the Spider-Verse. Also, I had my Friday night trio of Chinatown, The Usual Suspects, and Zodiac. Ooh, that's a triple feature, man. That's a triple feature. I love that. Man. Oh, God, I can't choose between Lord and Miller's The Incredibles, Birds Into the Spider-Verse. To me, the more fascinating one looks... I'm going to go Lord and Miller's The Incredibles, even though The Incredibles is both of them are in my top 25 movies of all time, because Lord and Miller has a very specific style that I think would work well with that family, with that Fantastic Four-like family. I'm also a little shocked Brad Bird hasn't been considered more for some of these like bigger comic booky features after The Incredibles. I'd like to see Bird veer more into that territory, but I'm going to go Lord and Miller's The Incredibles, even though you guys know how I feel about those movies. Two of the best of all time. Cash, greetings from West Virginia. Very nice. Used to live in West Virginia. What do you think about David Robert Mitchell? He's the writer and director of It Follows and Under the Silver Lake. Well, I'll tell you this much. I have a very unpopular opinion, Cash. Everybody always asks, what are your unpopular opinions? I actually like Under the Silver Lake more than It Follows. Now, let me explain. I think It Follows is more of a concrete film. It's easier to digest, even though it's not really easy to digest. But when you compare it to something like Under the Silver Lake, that movie is bat crazy. Like, it is crazy, man. So I don't often gravitate towards movies like that, but I just thought Under the Silver Lake was outstanding and underappreciated, undermarketed from A24. That's my cup of tea. And I know it didn't get great reception from fans and critics, but I don't care. I really loved that movie. So I think he's a good director. I think he's a fascinating director, and I'm excited to see what he does next. Do you think WandaVision will end up being the best Marvel TV show this year? It's tough. We'll talk about Marvel here in just a second. We're going to have a Marvel portion of this video, talk about some of that Daredevil news, probably in about 5 minutes after I get through these questions. But man, at this rate, if it ends on the way that I think it'll end, maybe. Right now, it's a little bit more divisive, but honestly, not as divisive as I thought it would be. It's getting great fan reception. So maybe is a good possibility, but we've got some great Marvel projects coming out this year. Ted Lasso is amazing. I can't wait to finish it, guys. Cam on camera. Hey, Austin, hope your day is going well. Would you say that Malcolm and Marie is John David Washington's best performance? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Did I say it in my tweet? I said he's Oscar worthy, and I've never said that before. So, I think there's your answer. I think, man, if anybody gets that 5th slot, I want John David Washington to get it. And you guys will know there are a couple monologues in the film, and I talk about the monologues in my tweet that just, oh my goodness, I can't wait to talk about this movie, man. It's fascinating. Not everyone's cup of tea. It is very, very artistic. It's almost A24 like, but well, it's the director of Euphoria, so that gives you an idea of what it's going to be like. Let's see. Ted Lasso gets better as it goes on, by the way. I kind of see what kind of show we're in for, and I'm really liking it. And you guys know I'm a big sports guy, right? I'm a big fan of his, so I'm excited to see where it goes. Tyler Van says, thoughts on the 2 Babe films by George Miller? Yeah, it's so odd. It's so odd that George Miller directed Babe. Like, you just don't think about that. But I actually like the first one. The second one, I don't remember that much, but I really like the first one. It's a sweet film. Hit me really hard as a kid. And I think George Miller is a good direction. He can do essentially anything. So yeah, we'll see. Talk Marvel says you got 94K views on Godzilla. Yeah, I didn't expect that. And again, I had some people unhappy with me making a video about 5 seconds of footage, but I was actually in the process of doing a release date change video anyway. And so I saw that footage and I said, oh, this will be a great video. Didn't expect that. I had people text me. They were like, dude, that 3C texted me last night. He's like, dude, what the heck happened? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Jay Taylor says, do you think the Batman has all-time comic book potential? My answer simply is yes. Will it? I don't know. But we're talking from a potential standpoint. Absolutely. Matt Reeves, what he did with Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it absolutely has it. And I think Robert Pattinson has it. What is it? Well, if you guys have seen movies like The Lighthouse, you know exactly what he has. It's the stuff, I think, to take on Bruce Wayne. And I'm really excited for that movie. We have a super chat from Masi Miliano. Ooh, Scarpacci. Oh, I like the name. That's pretty good. Hey, here it is. I had to find the actual chat. Best action series on Netflix. Ooh, best action series. Man, right off the bat, I don't know. I mean, not Mindhunter, not Stranger Things. I'm trying to think of a pure action series. What would you guys think? I mean, that's I don't know if there is a pure action series on Netflix that I love. Is Alice in Borderland an action series? That was great. That was chocked full of action this last year. I'm trying to think of like a martial arts series that I would consider the best. I can't necessarily think of anything crazy. Man, that's tough. That's really tough. You have to let me think about that. That may be a good video, by the way. These individual genre Netflix videos, and also, can you recommend a movie on Netflix or Amazon Prime Video? You're asking Amazon Prime Video. I think a great movie, one that I thought about rewatching recently, is Honey Boy on Amazon Prime. On Netflix, most of them are the super notable ones. I'm trying to think of more of one that a lot of people didn't say. How about The Call? Watch The Call on Netflix, about two girls that are calling each other from different time periods living in the same house. Not a lot of people watched that movie last year. I think that's a great recommendation, especially if you're into that kind of genre. So there's my Netflix recommendation, one that I think more people need to see. I think one of the better movies of last year. Fardeen says, what's going on, Fardeen? Have you watched Warrior? The show is epic. No, I haven't watched Warrior, the show. I've heard great things about Warrior the show. I've watched Warrior the movie, but not Warrior the show. But I've heard genuinely that it's one of the better shows on TV. So I definitely, there's a lot of things I want to catch up on this year. Right now, focusing on Ted Lasso, but Warrior is on my list of shows. And you guys also helped me out with Vikings. I mean, you're the reason I'm seeing this good stuff right now. So I've watched Vikings because you all. I'm watching Ted Lasso. Finished The Good Place, by the way. Didn't tell you guys that, but loved it. And now I think Warrior is another one. Daquan says, I love the upcoming Moon Knight show casting, Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke. Well, before we talk about that, Trent Fox says, will you do a Studio Ghibli ranking video? That is in the cards, a Studio Ghibli tier list. Before we go any further, though, I do want to talk about this Oscar Isaac, Ethan Hawke thing. Look, I've got a graphic. I was ready for this. Man, I can't believe how cool this show is. Just looking at these two cast members. I never imagined Ethan Hawke in a Marvel movie because he's a very actor's actor, right? He's just not the kind of guy you think is going to join one of these universes. But to not only be a part of Moon Knight, but to be a part of a television show, to me, is huge. That not only means he's excited about Moon Knight, but he saw the script and said, this character is someone that I can't wait to play. This character is someone that I see myself committing to because there's multiple episodes. This is great news. This is very good news. So, Daquan, am I exciting? Oh my God. I'm excited. Am I excited? Oh my God. I'm so excited. And I think the casting has just been so on point thus far. So Moon Knight, gotta be one of my most anticipated shows, not just Marvel shows in general. I can't wait. I really can't wait. So thanks for the super chat, Daquan. Gave me a chance to talk about this. Let's move on to Crashing Coyote. And Crashing Coyote, as I get this graphic off the screen, says, I see Max Holloway's performance last night, UFC, and he looked like Muhammad Ali. Check his Twitter to see the comparison pics as well. I did watch the highlights of the fight. Somebody tweeted out, or it may have been Instagram. I just watched kind of his movement. I mean, just everything. Yeah, he kind of does float around the ring, to be honest with you. And the guy, you just look at the guy, and you know he's athletic, right? But you just don't think he's going to be as good as he is. But, man, he was absolutely good. I know this is sports talk, but, man, I wish I would have watched the full fight. I didn't get to see the full fight, but what I saw was pretty, and I use this word, mesmerizing. I love his potential. Not that he hasn't accomplished anything yet, but I think he's going to go on to be just one of the best. You can just see it, the way that he takes people down, man. It was awesome. Could you recommend a movie on Netflix? So a while ago, I know I got your normal chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'm kind of catching up right now, but thank you so much for that question earlier. We've got... Ooh, you reached 80K. Cam, what's up, Cam? Congrats a lot. Thank you so much, Cam. Thanks for your support all over the place, not just on YouTube. Thank you for the super chat. And as always, man, for the great questions. All right, so I'm more confident that The Batman could become the best comic book movie than any movie in over a decade. I'm not like confident. I'm just, yeah. I think it could, right? You don't want to go into it with too big of a mentality like that, but I absolutely think it could. Fargo or True Detective? Well, I'm not caught up on Fargo. I am on True Detective. you know, I didn't love True Detective season 2 as much as season 1. I'm going to go as a whole Fargo, because I've watched a lot of that. But the first season of True Detective is one of my favorite seasons of television of all time. So individual season-wise, it's True Detective. It's a tough question, though. Umbrella Academy season 3 thoughts. Well, I did a video last week on the channel, but man, I am so excited. I think the show is going to continue to get better. And I really enjoyed season 2. And with what we're doing with the Sparrow Academy, we're setting up for some great things in season 3. So I can't wait. Quick question. How do you sleep? I don't sleep. You review so much so fast with quality review notes. Thank you. I don't sleep that often. I do more now that studios are actually paying attention to me and giving me screeners. So that helps. I don't do screeners just, oh, I want to be the first one. I do screeners so I can sleep. So that definitely helps. But yeah, I you know, sometimes, and I'll admit, sometimes I have put quantity over quality, and I've not been happy with myself with some of those videos. But more recently, I've tried to scale back a little bit, focus on some things that I want to make sure I do right. So I appreciate you for noticing that. I do sleep more now, for sure. But you know, hey, Austin, I just started working on my YouTube channel in Brazil, and you're one of my greatest inspirations. Thank you. Any tips to help me 1,000 subs? Oh, that's the quest. 1,000 subs. Again, consistency. You know, and I say, you know, I try to be the first. When you are on that level, you want to be the first. So review as quickly as possible. Go to that theater opening night, come back, film your review, get it out, because that's when people are looking. Also, just make sure you maintain that quality with doing things as quick as possible. Always double check your work. I've made that mistake before. I've included some things, some edits and stuff that I'm like, oh, didn't mean to do that. So double check your work. But if you do that and you build, you know, a great community, which is what I think we have on this channel, then there's no way you won't hit 1,000 subs. Good luck to you. Absolutely. And starting a YouTube channel, it's stressful. It's nerve-wracking, but it's really, really fun. So I'm gonna make that venture to TikTok eventually and kind of do a restart on there. So I'm right there with you, man. I'm going to start doing some movie stuff over there. Sorry for the two same questions. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I had to make sure I got you in there. I was looking for your normal chat, so don't apologize at all. Oh, just announced that Spider-Man 3 takes place during Christmas. Yes, I saw that. And I love that. I wanted a Marvel Christmas movie for quite some time. So does this enter that discussion now of best Christmas movies if it ends up being good? Also, Spider-Verse takes place during Christmas, right? Yeah. Is that a coincidence? Well, it might just, I don't know. It may be a coincidence. Who knows? Let's see. You didn't watch Good Girls? Yeah, I've heard good things about Good Girls, Olaf. I have. Man, there's so much stuff I got to watch. What are your thoughts on The Martian? As I choke, one of my favorite movies of that year, one of my favorite Matt Damon performances of all time, and gosh, one of my favorite Ridley Scott films. I love it. I absolutely love The Martian. It's one of those films I love to revisit, and for me, that makes for a good movie. So I just think it's a great film. Cam says, you heard about the Wheel of Time show coming to Amazon Prime? It's based on the fantasy series of the same name, and it's fantastic. So Cam, I don't know a lot about it. I know enough to where I've seen some concept art and kind of the summary behind it, but I don't know a lot. So I'm interested. I'm definitely interested. It's one I want to review. It's one I have to review. And we'll see if it kind of lives up, because I know there's going to be a lot of hype going in just due to the fact that it is based on something. So yeah, it's definitely one that I'm looking forward to. And sorry guys, we will get to, I'm getting through some of these super chats right now. We will get to some of the Spider-Man talk, and I will reveal the winner of the most recent gift card and tell you guys that there are more coming. Because again, I want to make this a year to where I kind of give back to you all. And we've been able to do that so far. I've given away 3 gift cards and working on the 4th. And I want to do more. And plus my wife was like, you need to do it. So I'm like, thanks for the encouragement, honey. Rafa says, hey, Austin, start on a YouTube channel. Okay. It's the same question. So any tips to help me through this question? So I did already answer that, but again, best of luck, man. It's a challenge. It's not easy. People say it's easy. What do you do? I'm a film critic, but I also make YouTube videos. Must be easy, right? No, it's very stressful. It's extremely stressful. I know that sounds silly, but it is. But I love it at the same time, so I wouldn't give it up for anything. Andy says, if you had to rewatch a movie that you know is bad, but you could choose which one, which movie would you choose? Should I say Cat in the Hat? No. Okay. Yes, I do like rewatching Cat in the Hat because it's so stupid. I just like rewatching it. Honestly, some of these like superhero, Star Wars, Marvel movies that I go back to that I know aren't the best. Okay, here's an example. The 2005 Fantastic Four movie. I'm not going to say it's horrible, but it's not very good. But I like rewatching it. It's fun. Some of the MCU movies I don't love. Iron Man 2. I don't think it's a very good movie, but I like revisiting it for Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. It's those kinds of movies for me. Well, heck, Attack of the Clones. I don't think Attack of the Clones is a good movie, but I like revisiting it for the story. So it's more of the genre pictures rather than the independent films that I don't respond to. Because most of the time, if I don't respond to like an Oscar movie, I won't go back and revisit it, even though occasionally I will, and it kind of enhances the experience, but sometimes it makes it worse. So most of the time it is the genre pictures. Not that my opinions change all that drastically, but those are more of the ones that I like to go back to and revisit. Andy, great question, man. Making me think. Who is your favorite Canadian actor? Oh, Jonathan. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't really know who is Canadian, who isn't Canadian, to be honest with you. I know Ryan Reynolds is. Would that be the answer? Probably. But I'm sure there are better Canadian actors than Ryan Reynolds, but he is one of the most entertaining actors. So that's my answer. But that is one that I need to look into because I'm sure there's somebody that I'm like not thinking about and forgetting. It's a tough question, man. It's a tough question. Thanks for the super chat, though. Anthony says, do you do or appear on any long form podcasts? Well, Chris and I do have film strippers, and we're both so busy. We said we're just going to kind of play that as we do it kind of deal because we both just like, man, this week we got a lot to do this week, but we need to commit to it more. I mean, Film Strippers would be the one. There is Pop X Cast, POPX Cast on YouTube and iTunes and all the places you can find podcasts. I do that with my cousin. It was more of a fun thing. We're going to try to commit and do it much more so this year. And that is every other Sunday. So yeah, if you guys want to find a podcast that I'm a part of, you can do Film Strippers, myself and 3C Films that we're going to pick back up on, or a show called Pop X Cast on YouTube and iTunes. 2 Burks. You're getting your money's worth. That's for sure. Maybe a little too much. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss any of your questions before we move on super quick. Let's do 2 more super chats, and then we'll do some of this other stuff. Shishak says, hope you're doing well. Had a chance to check out Tenet a week back. Nice. Man, that movie is growing on me. It's growing on a lot of people. And actually, my dad called me 2 days ago and said he watched it and loved it. Loved it. I didn't know if my parents would like it. They loved it. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. And it's a movie that has really resonated with me. It didn't necessarily grow on me. I still feel about the same. But I think the film is great. Not one of the top tier Nolan movies, in my opinion. But I really enjoyed it. So I was Team Tenet for sure. I finished The Good Place season 1. Man, what a twist. Cam, Good Place. It's one that I look at myself, I reflect, and I say, why wasn't I watching that? Why wasn't I keeping up with it? It's a great show. It is a truly great show. One that I think everyone should watch. And it's one of those that absolutely resonates so much afterwards. Favorite score. You should do a score tier list. A score tier list is tough because if the ones that I pick, I'd have to do a specific genre and then just pick, I guess, the best. But at that point, they'd all be on high tiers. So it's tough, but I want to do, I told you guys, I was working on my favorite scores list. And I don't want to reveal too many. Some of them include a film like Blade Runner 2049, a film like Arrival, Johan Johansson. More recently, I loved the score for Joker. I love the score for Marriage Story. Some of those recent scores have resonated with me. And then you can go back to classics like pretty much any John Williams score, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Jaws, all of the greats. I think Saving Private Ryan has a great score. So a lot of scores that I could choose from, but I want to bring you all that list. This is the year of lists, tier lists, but also normal lists for me. So I can't wait to talk about a lot of that stuff. So let me pull up this next super chat. And we'll get back to the super chats here in just a second, guys. But I want to make sure I hit on some of these things. So let's go ahead and reveal the winner of the little contest that I had going on a couple of days ago. And again, this will not be the last gift card. I want to do this to supporters of this channel. So anyone who does leave a like or a like and a comment, and if you are a subscriber, you will be entered to these competitions. And for this video in particular, I chose Lost in the Reel. My wife and I both went through, and we wanted to pick somebody that, has never obviously won the contest before, but also someone who left a good comment that had to do with the video, but was also supportive. And this was a great comment. Honestly, talking about most anticipated. This list has me more pumped than any most anticipated films list. Reading Shadow and Bone now, and I really like it. I think it has a good chance of adapting well to a television show. Hadn't heard about Pieces of Her, Talking Tony Collette, that show, and Cowboy Bebop, The Sandman, and He-Man. Also, great list, Austin. You just got me even more excited for this year. Lost in the Reel, I know has been a supporter for a long time, and also just consistent with the I just thank you so much for your support. Lost in the Reel, if you are watching this, by the way, if you want to shoot me a good email for you, I'll send you over that digital gift card. Otherwise, I made sure to respond to you on there. So that was our most recent contest winner. I appreciate that, and we will do more. I told you guys, this is the year that I kind of want to continue to give back to you guys for all of the support that you give me. So again, that was this winner, and apologies, like, it's so hard not just choosing everybody. I don't have that much money, but it's a lot of this comes from the support that I get over on Patreon. I always say on Patreon, I use that money to go back into the channel, and that's kind of where these contests or these winners, their prizes are coming from. So thank you guys over on Patreon. Thank you guys for entering that competition and supporting these videos. I see we are already at 85 likes on this video, about to hit that goal. It's awesome, the community that we have over here to help this channel. And when this channel continues to grow, it's not going to change. It's going to stay consistent. And hopefully my brain doesn't explode from watching too much content. And if it does, I'll clone myself. All right, let's get to the next super chat. And then here in just a second, I want to go into some of this Marvel news and talk about more Daredevil and Spider-Man and whatnot. So Austin, big fan from India. I love your reviews and lists. Wanted to request you to watch Attack on Titan. Yes, I have almost caught up, gotten to the final episode. I got behind on that. I said I wanted to do a season review. I kind of changed my plans there. I think I'm just going to do a tier list, whether it be an Attack on Titan tier list or a favorite anime tier list. I'm thinking about doing maybe seasons for Attack on Titan. If that's something you guys are interested in, I don't know. But I think that would be a fun video because I got so busy with other things. I didn't have time to watch it consistently, but I am 3 episodes in to the new season. And you talk about mind blown, man. The scale of that show is absolutely incredible. So yes, mine was very close to being blown. Shashank says, I'm going to complete the first season of The Wire. Very nice. Such an incredible show thus far. Have you seen the show? Not all of it, but most of it. And I can tell you that The Wire is incredible. Everyone always says The Wire, not everyone. A lot of people say The Wire is the greatest TV show of all time. And what I've seen so far, I can't fully agree yet, but I can say it's probably in my top 10. Didn't put it on a top 10 list because I've not seen the whole thing. It's like watching 2/3 of a movie and saying, that's my favorite movie of all time. That's one of the reasons why you guys didn't see me give a score, a very specific score to WandaVision just yet. I know I've enjoyed it thus far, but I can't score the entire thing because I've only seen 3 episodes. So that's kind of my mentality there. But what I've seen, I've really enjoyed. The Wire is a great, great show. Watched another round last week, the ending. Fardeen, let me tell you, another round is one of those movies. I feel like if I revisit, my number 1 spot for Soul is in jeopardy because I loved Another Round so much. I mean, this movie resonated with me. I went back and revisited that final scene. It's one of the best it is the best. What am I talking about? It is the best final scene in a movie from 2020. And Mads Mikkelsen, come on, man. How is he not in the discussion more so than he is? What an incredible film. If you guys haven't seen Another Round, it is essentially tied for my favorite movie this past year. But overall, it is just incredible. Someone said I missed a super chat. Let me make sure I didn't. Did I ever do Coyotes? Did I do yours? No, I don't think I did. I think that's the one that I missed there. So let me go back to this one. Sorry for the sports talk. No, it's okay. But speaking of Muhammad Ali, today is his birthday. Really? I didn't know that. And yes, my name is Wile E. Coyote reference. Predictions for... Man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I have... I don't know. I'm going to say Connor. I'm not confident in that, though. I don't know. I'm going to say maybe Connor. But I didn't know today was Muhammad Ali's birthday. It is very interesting that's that's taking place around One Night in Miami's release date. I don't know if that was planned, but man, we're missing a legend. That's for sure. We're missing a legend. Frank Perez says, would you put Back to the Future, Terminator 2, and Aliens in your favorite summer blockbusters list? Summer blockbusters list? Absolutely. Favorite movies list? So we're talking probably top 50. I would say easily Back to the Future. Terminator 2, yes. And Aliens is a maybe. I don't know if Aliens would be in my top 50. That franchise, while resonated with me, I don't know if it's top 50 material for me, but I do love the movie. But favorite summer blockbusters list? Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, those are three of my favorites. And ones that got, it's a great super chat, Frank. Thank you so much. I do want to get to this, though. This is very interesting. Sausage links or patties? Yeah, links. Links all day. Listen, I'll eat a good sausage patty. But for me, it's got to be a little bit, I don't want it burnt, obviously, but I don't want it too mushy, right? I've got to have a little crispy on the outside. But a link, especially like Bob Evans sausage links, man, is that like a really country thing to like those so much? But they're so good. Go to Bob Evans, get a big old sausage link. It's so good. Okay, I'm going to go links. I'm weird. Let's keep going. Paul Joseph was support like the video. Hey, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it, man. Are you excited for Sex Education Season 3? Absolutely. I loved Seasons 1 and 2. Both ended up in my top 10 of those respective years. So, yeah, I think Season 3 is going to be great. Here we go. Cobb, I'll tell you what, man. I've never seen The Hunt. And that's on me. I knew this was a director-actor team-up, right? But I haven't seen what made that team up so great in the first place. I've got to see The Hunt. I heard Mikkelsen was incredible. I heard the movie was incredible. And if Another Round is any tale, that's a film that I've got to see. I saw The Hunt from last year, but that's a different movie. So Cobb, yeah, man, I definitely got to see that. Man, I love Bob Evans. Man, I love Bob Evans. I ain't had Bob Evans in 10 years, but I love it. Do you think parody movies are dead? Or do you think they can make a comeback? This video is not sponsored by Monster. But Monster is delicious. It's not a sponsor. You thought it was just now, but it's not. Let's see. I don't know if parody movies are dead. It's been a while since we've gotten a great parody movie, to be honest with you. But there's always a shot for a comeback. At one point, I thought Westerns were dead. But Westerns have made a little bit of a comeback as of late. There are many movie genres that kind of go on hiatus for a while. And then eventually they'll, do a bit of a resurgence, whether it be one movie or one grand performance. Parodies, it's going to be tough, especially just because the way they are today, they don't go for it as often as they used to, which is probably a good thing sometimes. But man, it's tough. I like going back and revisiting the old ones, though, the good ones. The oldies, but the goodies. Dude, you got to watch The Hunt. Yeah, man, I know. That's one that I'm really kicking myself for. One of the best movies of the decade. Woo, y'all get me excited. Do you like the concept of Disney releasing WandaVision episodes weekly instead of all of them at once? Yes, I do. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I think the prime example of them releasing it all at once was this week. Everyone's talking about WandaVision this week. Everyone. And you know what they're going to be talking about next week? Episode 3. You know what they're going to be talking about next week? Episode 4. And it's going to be nonstop. The Mandalorian did not leave the consciousness for about a month and a half. Stranger Things comes out. Everyone talks about it for 2 weeks, and then it's over. And you guys know me. I love the binge model. Do I prefer the binge model from a personal standpoint? Yeah, for sure. Because I like watching it all at once. I don't like waiting. Are you kidding me? I'm a very impatient person. I do not like waiting. But from the perspective of what Disney's doing, it is 100% the smart decision. There's no good argument to why it's not the smart decision. Personally, don't love it, but it's the smart decision. So that's kind of my take on that. I think Disney is making the right call for their sake. Not that they need any more than they already have, but for their sake, they're making the right call. And I'm definitely looking forward to it every week, even though I'm gonna have to wake up early when episode 4 comes because I haven't seen episode 4 yet, but I have seen 3. And get excited. It's good. All right, let's keep going here. I had a good question that I want to make sure I don't miss. Parasite versus 1917. Well, I can tell you I was thrilled that Parasite won the Oscar. Personally, I like 1917 more. That's a personal take. But I think Parasite is probably the better overall film with the better narrative. I'm a sucker for horror movies. I'm a sucker for one takes. I'm a sucker for that kind of cinematography. So that's the film that I think resonated a bit more. But I think they're both absolutely brilliant. Let's see. Shashank says, Tom Hanks is my favorite actor. It's been a while since his films have resonated with me. Your thoughts on his recent films and performances? I think the performances have been great. I don't know if the films have been as great as his performances. I thought News of the World was good, not great. I thought The Post was pretty good. I don't think it was worthy of an Oscar a nomination. I just want him to go back to form and be in a great movie with a great performance. We're getting the great performances. I want the movie, the great Tom Hanks movie, the Saving Private Ryan, even the Walt Disney film, Saving Mr. Banks, I thought was a pretty great movie. That was a while ago, but it's a great movie. So I still love him as an actor. I think he's great. So, it's coming. We'll get another great movie from him eventually. Hot take. Pete Docter is the best Pixar director. I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people think he's the best Pixar director. And you know what? I might agree with you. I think he's a phenomenal Pixar director. He's one after another. And after Soul, man, it's incredible what he's able to do. Let's see. After WandaVision, Disney will binge remaining MCU shows? No, there's no way. No, not after the response that they're getting right now from the weekly. No, they won't do it. Let's see. What do you think Hans Zimmer's best score? For me personally, I'm tied with Inception, Interstellar, and Dunkirk. Ooh, that's good, man. Oh, man. Well, you got to throw in Man of Steel. I love me some Man of Steel. Interstellar's tough. It used to be Inception over Interstellar for me. I think Interstellar has moved above the pack for Nolan's films. So it may be between Interstellar. Oh, but then you got Blade Runner. Oh, man. I'm tapping out. I can't do it, man. That's too hard of a question. Daniel says, the first photo of Malignant. Yes, this is James Wan's horror film. I am so excited for this movie. So excited. We didn't get much. It's like a portal opening up in the background, but it looks great. It looks absolutely great. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Robert says, I agree. WandaVision being weekly is smart. People just need to be patient. Again, I struggle with patience, Robert. I do. I struggle with patience, but it's smart. It's the smart move for the studio. Absolutely. Can you and Chris do an interview with the director of Willy's Wonderland? Maybe Nicolas Cage. That would be great. And come back of the podcast video. It's been I know it has been a long time. And that's a good idea. That is a good idea. I'm gonna pitch that to Chris because I think we could do it. I think we could definitely get the director, because I think the director is actually, because he's been hyping up Willy's Wonderland, 3C has, and the director actually, I think, quote tweeted him. Now Nick Cage, that would be tough, but let's see if we can do it. That's something I want to work on. That's a good. Thank you so much for that. That's great. Parasite for life, dude. Parasite is great. It is. Parasite is great. I saw somebody the other day say, hot take on Twitter. Hot take, Parasite was the best movie of 2019. And I was like, man, that's the coldest take I've ever seen. Everybody agrees with that. It cracks me up on Twitter when people are like, hot take, Star Wars is a great franchise. I'm like, come on, man. If you're going to do a hot take, do a hot take. Come on, tell me Batman and Robin's a great movie. That's a hot take. Here we go. Hot take. Here we go. Star Trek Beyond was entertaining for me. I don't think that's a hot take either. I think it is more of a hot take than what I just mentioned, but I think a lot of people think that Star Trek Beyond was entertaining. Now, did it get the response? Did it get the response that I think the other two movies did? No. Whether it be the divisiveness of the second or just a lot of people watching the first? No. But I think it was entertaining for sure. Yeah. Let's see. No, somebody said it is a hot take. The movie was watchable at best. Interesting. See, I don't think it's a hot take. I think a lot of people like the movie. Among Us God says, hot take. Paul Raci in Sound of Metal gave a better performance than... Ooh, now that is a hot take. I don't agree with that, but that's why it's a hot take. I love it. I love it. Austin, isn't A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood good? Oh, it's great. Oh, it's great. I'd be referring to... I got the... Let's see. Hang on. I got the pop figure. I got the Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood pop figure. Look at this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, you may have seen, I don't know how you saw that exactly, my unboxing video on Patreon when I unboxed all of these pops, but got the Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood pop figure, Mr. Rogers. So I was pretty happy. Hey, big fan. Ooh, from Tanzania. Oh, interesting. Keep up the good content. Thank you for watching in general. Thank you. That's awesome. I think Kingdom is the best series in the zombie genre. I think I agree with you. To be honest, I think I agree with you. When is coming the next Oscar update? Monday. It was actually going to be yesterday. Then Godzilla happened. So the video will be Monday. We're going to be updating. And since I have seen all of those other films, my takes may have shifted a little bit. I've shifted takes. So Oscar update is on its way. Let's see. Man of Steel score. Yeah. We're still talking Hans Zimmer scores. Incredible. Sorry, guys. I'm catching up to your questions right now. Hot take. Lion King is Zimmer's best score. Is that a hot take? I don't know if that's necessarily a hot take, but it's sort of. Yeah. I think that's sort of a hot take because a lot of people think of the more modern films. So, yeah, that's definitely one that could be. Thoughts on this is Spinal Tap. Oh, Tyler, I haven't seen that movie in forever, man. I remember we watched it freshman year of high school, me and a bunch of the guys. I loved it. I can't give you a score, but I remember thoroughly enjoying the movie. I'm late on Mando Season 2. How is it compared to Season 1? I think it's just as good. Lots of fan service, but I think it's good fan service, necessary fan service. So I really liked it. Hot take. I like these. We need a director's swap drop or a graphic. We need a hot take graphic. We're going to do it. I think these are fun. I like every single Spider-Man movie. That's a hot take. Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. That's a hot take. But I respect that take. Look, Spider-Man 3 is one of those films that as a kid I loved. Growing up, I loved. And then I look back now and I'm just like, a little messy, but I still get enjoyment from all of them, to be honest with you, even though I don't think some of them are the best movies. Hot take, Stranger Than Fiction is one of my favorite all-time films. Whoa, Will Ferrell? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I like that, man. I think that's a pretty good movie. Not one of my favorites of all time. Muff says, okay, you say ask me, but you haven't answered me. Muff, listen, man, I got a lot of questions. And I'm missing a lot of questions. So I'm just, the ones I click on are the ones that are flying by 1,000,000 miles per hour, man. You gotta make sure that don't spam, but you may need to ask more than once just for me to physically see the question. So if I see it, I'll get to it. Best movie set in Kentucky. American Animals. Hot take. American Animals. 2 years ago, 2018. So that would be 3 now. Wow, my goodness. Yeah, that movie was awesome. Evan Peters, The Heist of the Century, Transylvania University, taking place in my current town of Lexington, Kentucky. American Animals. Watch that movie. It was on HBO. Don't know if it is anymore, but yeah. I know Wonder Woman wasn't a great film, but the score was amazing, especially the cheetah fight. No, Wonder Woman 1984 was not an amazing film. And I've actually kind of dimmed on the movie a little bit. I went closer to a 7 at first. I'm closer to a 6 now. I still think I'm higher up than most people though, because I enjoy the movie. Trust me, I got smacked in the hind end for it. Austin, you've been paid off by the studios. They paid you off, and if I got paid off by the studio, man, I wouldn't be in a corner of an apartment building. Come on now. This is stupid. No, I still enjoy the movie, but it's not a great film. The score, though, I agree with you. The score is spectacular, man. Especially kind of the remix of the theme and how they made it much more cinematic. So, yeah, I think the score of Wonder Woman 1984 was great. Hot take, Mad Max 2 is better than 4. I don't think that's too hot of a take, but, man, lots of hot takes today. But, yeah, it's kind of a hot take. I think a lot of people have Fury Road up there right now. So I do personally, but Mad Max 2 is a very good movie that I think a lot more people need to see. Ooh, Parasite is very good, but not as great as all the people hyped up. Now that is a hot take. All right. Listen, I think it's a fantastic movie. And I was actually one of the first to see that film. Crazy enough, I was one of the first because I got sent a screener 3 months before it dropped. And I was like, oh man, I hope people like Parasite, because I gave it, a 96% at first. So I really hope. And sure enough, it not only was loved, but it won freaking Best Picture. So there you go. I try not to call my opinions and popular opinions hot takes for that very reason. Yeah. See, that's the thing is, even if an opinion is unpopular, it's still an opinion. You're allowed to feel however you feel. And that's one of the beauties, one of the absolute beauties of movies, in my opinion. And people disagree. I put out Outside the Wire, that Netflix review, and I had people calling me crazy. Like, this is a great movie. First of all, I don't know what movie they were watching. But second of all, it's fine. Like, it's fine. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I think that's the beautiful thing about journalism and criticism. And if you do it right, and if you do it from the heart, instead of just trying to sound prestigious and all this stuff, then I think that's all that matters. And I try my best. There have been times when I've tried to sound maybe a bit smarter than I actually am, but I try to review movies genuinely and from the heart. And I think that's important, especially we talked earlier about somebody starting a channel and this and that. Just make sure you're doing it fair criticisms, but you're doing it in a way that reflects yourself and doesn't reflect other people. My goal this year is to not read a review or watch a review video until mine is out. And last year I did a good job of it. There were only a couple movies that I saw some opinions for. Now I'll see tweets and I'll see, first looks and all these things. But in general, I want to be my opinion. And that's how it was for Wonder Woman. And that's how it's been for many movies this year. I just watched French Exit, and that's got a good score on Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't like it. Bored. I was bored. But that's my opinion. I'm going to disagree with people, but that's my opinion. So I think that's really important. Andy, you always get me going, man, because you leave some of the best comments of anybody. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Daniel with the super chat says, like Sean Chandler. Do you think you could do your own DreamWorks ranking? Oh, I've been thinking about this right now. Could you say your least favorite DreamWorks movie? So favorite is tough. Favorite is probably between How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2. Both of those are great. And Shrek 1 and 2. Those are kind of my 4. Now, I do want to do a DreamWorks. I'll have to wait until the next big DreamWorks release, but Sean did a great job with his ranking. And of course, I would do a tier list. So yeah, that's definitely something in the cards. Least favorite, I'd have to look. I don't know. I'd have to look, but it's a great idea for a list. Morningstar says, hi, and I know we still haven't gotten to the Marvel stuff yet, and that'll be the last thing we talk about today. We'll go for about 10 more minutes. I wish I was a filmmaker so I can win an Oscar. Me too, my friend. My favorite Oscar film was The Godfather. It would have been better if Star Wars won an Oscar. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I wish Star Wars would have won an Oscar. I think it deserved to be honest with you. Star Wars was, it changed the way movies were made. So I'm very, very interested. Sorry, guys. I've got some questions. I'm trying to find the next good one here. Let's do this one. Favorite political film? Ooh, man, that's tough. Well, from last year, it was Trial of Chicago 7. I wouldn't say it was, I mean, I guess technically it was a political movie, but if you're talking like presidential, man, I don't know. That's tough. Frost Nixon? I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. It's a great question, Anthony. I'd have to think about that one. There have been some really good ones, though. Didn't love Vice as much as I wanted to. Vice was one that I liked. I didn't love. It's one of those that I was like, okay. Yeah, that's definitely one I have to think about. Since this hot take, Steelers need a new quarterback. I said fire the offensive coordinator, and they did. So I think they made the right decision. We'll see. Maybe this new one's not good either, but man, that offensive coordinator sucked. All right, let's see. Let's see. Get me fired up now. We've got another great super chat here. Filmmaker Morgan says, do you have a Blu-ray collection? If so, will you ever do a video showcasing your collection? So here's what I've always said. I like that. It kind of does look like that. I have a good Blu-ray collection, in my opinion, but when I look at some of these other YouTubers, it is not up to snuff. It is not up to par. Okay. It is small. I probably have about 50 films because my mentality has always been, maybe for pop figures, I ain't going to rack up on pop figures because those things are $10 a pop. I'm stupid. But Blu-ray, they're more expensive, and the wife and I we're going for a house. We're doing all this stuff this year, so I don't buy as many Blu-rays now. I had a lot when my parents would buy them for me. So, yeah, I got to get more confident. Maybe when I get like that collection that I'm really proud of, then I'll do it. But right now I'm just like, yeah, okay. Let's see. Austin Wagner, hot take. Logan is the best movie featuring a Marvel character. So to some, that may be a hot take. To me, it's not, because I might agree with you on that. I think I might agree with you on that. I think Logan's phenomenal. But I think to some, especially MCU and all that stuff, yeah. But Logan, let's not forget about Logan. Let's not forget, okay? Because it is freaking incredible. Let's see. Morningstar, best film set in Cincinnati. Man, I have no clue. I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head that's set in Cincinnati. I don't know. Man, that's tough. I'd have to look. Y'all give me some movies that are set in Cincinnati, and I'll tell you what the best movie is, because I don't really know what's set in Cincinnati and what's not. Hey, it's a good question. But I'd have to make sure I have the right movies there. Hot take, Hell or High Water should have won Best Picture instead of Moon Knight. That is a hot take, but you know what? I freaking loved Hell or High Water. I don't hate that take at all. That's actually a pretty good take. But again, Moonlight, in my opinion, was also phenomenal. That year was such a good year, guys. Was it 2016? We had La La Land, Moonlight, Hell or High Water, Arrival. Oh my God. 2016 was a baller year, man. That was great. Hot take. The Mission is Morricone's best score. I mean, that's probably a hot take. I mean, it's a great score, though. You can't go wrong. I mean, listen, I got to do my best scores video. Man, I'm getting behind on these super chats, guys. I'm getting behind. Will, I hope I didn't skip any prior to Will. Okay, no, that was the most recent one. So we got to kind of fly by these because they're going to disappear. What film do you think has the best takeover at the Oscars? Films like Minari, Nomadland, Soul. Anyway, Maria Baklava gets a nomination. She's actually, Gold Derby has her pretty high for supporting actress right now. I don't think she'll get it, but there is a chance. What would take it over? I think Nomadland. I think Nomadland could get cinematography, could get screenplay, could get director, could get picture. I think Nomadland could rack up this year. Production does. I mean, it could get everything. So I have slowly started to shift from the Trial of the Chicago 7 over to Nomadland. Not that I think both films are very even, in my opinion. I may prefer Trial of the Chicago 7. But Nomadland, I've got to see the movie again. I've only seen it once. But man, I think Nomadland's going to rack up this year. I really do. Soul could. Best picture, best animated feature. But voice acting, maybe not. Probably not. But
I don't think any of those will get an actor nomination. What am I talking about? But yeah, I think Nomadland is the movie this year. Theater in the city officially closed today. Oh, so sad. Yeah, I had one of those too. It's called the Kentucky Theater in town, and it was a beautiful artistic theater where I watched movies like Ghost Story and lots of the A24 films, actually, because that's the only theater that would play them. Yeah, that's my least favorite part of the movie sphere last year was seeing all those great theaters close. Hot take: Mother is a perfect movie. I don't think it's a perfect movie, so that is a hot take, but I enjoyed Mother. It's weird, man. It's a weird movie, but I enjoyed it. I did. That's cool, Austin. That's what I want. Honesty and yourself. Yeah, talking earlier about Wonder Woman. Yeah, I mean, that's, that's kind of all we want at this point with movie criticism, because, it can be bogged down. It can be, I'm not going to say some people go a little bit overboard with personal, just be honest. That's all I ask of people. Critics on YouTube, critics on Rotten Tomatoes, be honest. And if you're honest, then I think you're going to get a good response from people. And I think it's going to mean a lot more to the filmmakers and the movie producers. Like, I would never, tell someone that their movie was good when it's not. It's going to hurt some feelings, but that's just the way I roll. Andy says, I didn't really like Promising Young Woman on first watch, but I'm giving it a second chance soon, man. I'm seeing that Promising Young Woman train roll right now. Got some people on Twitter really pushing for it for Best Picture. That's interesting. I loved it, man. It's so different, but I could see that. I think Stuckman pointed out some great criticisms in his review, which I finally watched recently. And he still liked the movie, but he had some good points. But I still think Promising Young Woman is a great movie. All right, Cam. What is your favorite movie shot by Roger Deakins minus Blade Runner 2049? Let me tell you, it is a tie for me between Blade Runner and 1917. It's very close between those two. I just think 1917 was that prestigious, just big time. Oh my gosh, he just blew us away. And really, he took over the film. Like, I loved the acting. I enjoyed the screenplay. I know it was tough since you're doing a one take not to show some character development. But man, I just think 1917 and Blade Runner are both achievements for Roger Deakins. Will Heron says, do you think Tarantino will ever win Best Picture? A lot of people think he was robbed in 1994 and IDK. I think he could have been robbed. Yeah. I need to look at the full slate, but I've always pushed for him winning. And IDK, if he'll ever win one. Yeah, he's coming to the end. And unless he has one that just blows us all away, I don't know if he'll ever get that Best Picture Oscar. I honestly, you look at a movie like Django Unchained. I thought Django should have fared better at the Oscars. I loved that movie. I loved Inglourious Bastards. I think that's going to resonate with me more than a lot of movies from that year. Tarantino's a beast. He doesn't need that Best Picture Oscar to say he's a beast. Everyone knows he's a beast, but it would just be so nice if he was able to take one home. But I don't want him to give it to him because it's his last movie. I wanted to give it to him because he deserves it. So Tarantino, this is my challenge. Make the beastly movie that I know you're going to make as maybe your final film. Let's see. We got Mammoth. Try not to spam in the chat, guys. Somebody is saying the same thing over and over. It's okay though. Let's see. It would have been better if Pulp Fiction won Best Picture rather than the Forrest Gump. Yeah, I agree. Forrest Gump was okay, but I like Pulp Fiction more. I agree. Yeah, spamming. Let's try not to spam, guys. Yeah, just because it bothers. Dark Waters, Carol, and Rain Man are set in Cincinnati. Oh man. Probably Rain Man. Then again, it's a tough question because you don't know exactly where some of these are set, but probably Rain Man. I think Rain Man is a great movie. That'd probably be my favorite of the three. Thanks for your comments. Have a nice day. Morningstar, thank you for your comments. Always with the great questions. Always, and I wish you support on all of your endeavors. I know you're working on things as well, so I appreciate it big time. I'm yet to watch Nomadland. Yeah, it's getting a release very soon. Guys, be on the lookout for Nomadland. Do you think Cherry has Oscar potential? I was amazed by the trailer. So this is not technically a criticism, so I can say it. No. Now, that's not a bad thing. I just don't think it has Oscar potential. Every cinema is closed in my country. Yeah, guys, I hate that so much. Like anytime somebody says that to me, I hate it. I hate it. Robert says, I hate Mother. Yeah, a lot of people hate Mother, man. That thing got an F cinema score, but I thought it was pretty mesmerizing, man. It was weird, but I thought it was pretty mesmerizing. I don't think Soul is going to earn a Best Picture nom. Academy does that rarely, and Soul isn't any Toy Story, Nemo, or Monsters, Inc. I do agree that it is a tier below those movies, but I think it's got a shot, especially this year in 2020, or last year in 2020, with not as many phenomenal films that I expected. I think it's got a shot. Now, would I say yes? Did I say yes? Yes. Now that Promising Young Woman and all of these other movies are kind of making surges, I'm not as confident, especially after seeing Judas and the Black Messiah and Malcolm and Marie. So I don't know, but we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. And let me go through this one right here. We've got Doug Lyman ranking. Oh, Doug Lyman ranking. That would be interesting. Well, I'll tell you this. I did not like Doug Lyman's most recent movie. Nope. Was it Locked Down? Yeah, I didn't like that one. So that would be a fun ranking because he's got some great, and I mean great movies, but then he's got some, so we'll see. One says favorite Woody Allen film. Oh man, do I have a Woody? I feel like I've done a Woody Allen ranking before. Let me see if I've got one on Letterboxd. Because I've got a lot of private directors lists on Letterboxd. No, I don't. Man, that's tough. So I am a big. I like Blue Jasmine. I do. I like Blue Jasmine. I don't know if that would be my favorite. Midnight in Paris is really good, in my opinion. And A Rainy Day in New York is probably the one that everybody gravitates towards. So those are probably in my 3. I don't know if I'm forgetting any. I'm probably forgetting some. Do you guys, let me know if you guys think I'm forgetting any good Woody Allen films. He's not a director that I often talk about, but those are probably the 3 that resonate with me the most. I can't necessarily pick a favorite, though. Those are tough. That's a tough director. But good question. I like these questions. I know it's embargoed, but can you say if Palmer, The Little Things, or Cherry are good films? I can't. Unfortunately, I can't say whether they're good or bad just yet. But I will. If you guys are following me on Twitter at the Burkenator, I know it sounds like I'm doing a promotion right now, but I'm really just genuinely, I will tweet out the second I am able to tweet out my thoughts. I will. So be sure to go over there, follow me. I also post very cringy memes. No, I think they're pretty fun. But yeah, I'll definitely have thoughts for you guys. I won't leave you hanging on those, and full reviews. Yes. I saw these on Twitter. I didn't know what people were talking about. I still don't know. And I don't know. Hey, Austin. Streamlabs. No. Oh man. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't even think to check. So we got the Streamlabs question from earlier. And, now I want to get to some of the other Streamlabs questions to see if we got any new ones. And we do. Oh, we have 2 today, guys. We have 2 today. So one from CJM500. What type of music do you like to listen to? Oh, that's a good question, CJM. Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of music. So I live in Kentucky, and obviously bluegrass country music is very prominent in Kentucky. Now, I used to not love bluegrass music, but I'm becoming more like, all right, I guess it kind of fits, for where I live. I love classic mid-2000s. I love My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy. I know, it's weird. It's weird that I like those bands, but I do. All American Rejects. I'm weird. And then 80s. I'm a big 80s guy. Journey is my favorite band of all time. Number 1. No competition. My favorite band. Saw him in concert. Lost my mind. My brain exploded. And it was the new guy. It was the new guy. And he was great. He was doing splits on the rails. I'm like, how's that guy doing that? I don't know. It was great. But so I love 80s. I love mid-2000s. I'll listen to some hip hop and rap occasionally. I'll listen to some crazy. My buddy's a huge hard rock fan, so we'll get pumped to go work out and jam out. I listen to everything, guys. I really do. So, but one thing that I listen to more than anything else is movie scores. I'm weird. I have a movie score playlist on YouTube that that's what gets me motivated. That's a good question. 1, 2, 3. Or thanks for letting me know 1, 2, 3, but that's a good question, CJM. And then we've got Henry said, So after watching WandaVision, I binge watched I Love Lucy and the Andy Griffith Show, and they're absolutely hilarious. Have you seen any of these shows' thoughts? So you've really brought me back here. You've brought me back to a time when I would go to my grandparents' house and he'd be watching the Andy Griffith Show. So my grandpa watched two things. It's A Christmas Story and the Andy Griffith Show. And that's it. Watches. He's still with us. But he doesn't really watch TV anymore. He just kind of puts it on mute and watches sports. But he would always watch the Andy Griffith Show, and he would always watch A Christmas Story whenever it was on. And we would sit and watch it together. And there's like this really weird sense of nostalgia that I have for the Andy Griffith Show because it was always on our local TV station. And I mean, always. So seeing WandaVision kind of throw back to those days and kind of get me back in that mood was actually really cool. So it's weird, but I love the Andy Griffith Show. And I haven't seen I Love Lucy as much, but what I've seen has been really sweet, man. Those old-fashioned shows, they're very sweet, very warm, fun to revisit. So yeah, those are kind of the ones that I like. Let's see. Johnny T-Zone says, I spread out my message and reworded it. Johnny, I'm looking, man. I'm looking. Let's see if I can find it because I want to get to you if I missed it. Again, man, that just gets so many. I can't see all of them. Johnny, I can't find it. Ask it one more time. I'll be looking for the name. Ask it one more time, and I'll get you. All American Rejects are awesome. Yes. Let's go. What do you think of House of Dragons? I'm very excited for it. Extremely excited. Would you put Princess Mononoke on your favorite summer blockbusters list? Was it a summer blockbuster? I don't know if it was. I'm not for sure. We'll see. I'll look that up and see if it came out during the summer. Austin, vote for David Fincher for the Critics' Choice Awards. Yes. I get to vote for the Critics' Choice Awards this year, and I'm not going to reveal who I'm voting for just yet, but I will do a video. We'll do a video to celebrate it. When do you think Stranger Things 4 will be dropping? I would say fall, late fall, early Christmas, but we'll see. Let's see. I want to get to this super chat so I don't miss it. Favorite Jon Favreau film? Ooh. Is it Elf? I don't know. Is it Elf? I love Elf. I love Elf so much. Elf, Iron Man. Those are probably the two, but I'm also a huge Jungle Book guy. I think Jungle Book is great, but let's not sleep on Chef. Let's not sleep on Don't sleep on Chef. It's a great film, and I think it's still on Netflix if you guys want to go check it out. A genuinely awesome movie that I think Favreau absolutely crushed. Let's see. I think Hacksaw Ridge is Mel Gibson's best directed movie. Maybe? I don't know. That's tough. But I love Hacksaw Ridge. So it's close for me. I wouldn't say number one, but it's very close for me. Yeah, guys, we can't spam here. All right. Sorry. We can't spam like that, guys. We gotta chill out. Yeah, here we go. That's that one too. All right. Not doing that. Don't sleep on Chef. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to take care of that. We can't spam like that. Let's go ahead. Since I believe I've covered all the super chats because I want to make sure I get those, guys. Let's go ahead and what are your thoughts on Antichrist? I don't know. Is that a movie? I don't know. Judas, like someone else mentioned, is winning cinematography, supporting actor, screenplay, and picture. That's my predictions as of now. I can't give my predictions yet, but I'll tell you what, guys. Just go back and watch that trailer again because it's pretty good. All right, guys. I do want to talk about some of the Spider-Man news super quick because we've got some pretty crazy news that came to us last week. So not only did they say, well, Daredevil has, started filming on we got news that Daredevil had wrapped filming, okay? Which I wasn't even aware that he was officially filming, but hey, here we are. Man, I'll tell you what, I am more than excited to see Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, again, this report was not officially confirmed. We see, proof, right? But come on. I mean, the second Feige said in when he was talking about She-Hulk, He said, essentially, this show is dealing with the law, and we have a lawyer, and you never know who else will pop up in a show like this. I sat back and I said, well, now we know Daredevil's in it. You gave it away, Feige. And then that interview last week where they said, will the Netflix characters return? And he just sat there and he goes, it's just like, come on, man. I know you like to hide things, Feige, but we all know that Daredevil's coming back. So essentially, confirmation. Man, I am blown away. I just cannot believe that we have come to this point to where they are getting a hero that got canceled and, loose part of the MCU, but not really. Not really. They said it was part of the MCU, but they never referenced anything. They never referenced the attacks on the Avengers. They never referenced the craziness of that universe. It was, basically its own thing. But now that he's bringing these characters back, we got the Jessica Jones rumor. We got the Daredevil rumor. I need a Punisher rumor. That's what I need. We need Punisher. And whether that be in Moon Knight, whether that be in Blade, I mean, come on, guys. You're telling me you wouldn't be excited to see Punisher team up with Blade? Oh, come on, man. Let's go. I mean, that would be great. Cash says, let's get a petition to bring back Ben Affleck as Daredevil. Hey, listen, man, if they're doing the multiverse, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So yeah, guys, exciting times to be a Marvel. I want to be a superhero fan because there's some great DC stuff coming out as well. Great DC stuff coming out. Robert says Antichrist is a horrible film. Yeah, see, I've never heard of it before, but I'll tell you what, it sounds, just a name that simple can either be really good or really bad. So I'm very interested to check it out now. Is it one of those B movies? Not the B movie. You like jazz? Is it a B movie? Not Jerry Seinfeld. Let's see. Austin, if Tom Hardy and Tom Holland want to go head to head, do you think Spider-Man will call for help and one of the Avengers if he loses against Venom? See, I don't know, because I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense, but I don't know, because it feels like Venom is a very Spider-Man Venom. That's the only two story. But what we've seen from Tom Holland's Spider-Man is these connections. I mean, we've got Doctor Strange in the movie and obviously the multiverse stuff. But I don't know. I kind of want the Venom thing to just be its own thing. Spider-Man versus Venom, head to head. It's just the question is posed whether or not they do that or not. Yeah, Netflix is Jupiter's Legacy as well. One of my most anticipated Netflix original this year. Owen Austin, I know the Oscars, we've talked about that. That's over. Do you think Ben Affleck, for the way back, can sneak into the fifth spot? He's campaigning so hard. So I'll show you guys proof of an email that I got recently. So here's proof that Warner Brothers is genuinely pushing for Ben Affleck. So they sent me an email. Here you go, for your consideration. Ben Affleck for Best Actor, and they're doing a live Q&A with Matt Damon. Warner Brothers, they're pushing it. They're pushing Affleck. Now, whether he gets in or not, at this point, I don't think so, but well-deserved. Well-deserved. Affleck gave one of my favorite performances of last year. After seeing John David Washington, I think that was the last spot for me. I think it's either John David Washington, Mickelson, Gary Oldman, but I just thought Affleck was phenomenal in the way back. So we'll see. Don't think he's got much of a chance. But here we go. Let's see. The Silence on Netflix is a remake of A Quiet Place. Well, I think The Silence, the content actually came out before that. But A Quiet Place is a lot better. I know that. You should do a Lars von Trier tier list. Yeah, I need to see all of his films. I haven't, clearly not seen The Antichrist. We'll have to see. Delroy Lindo, I think he's in. I think Delroy Lindo's a lock at this point. He's one of my 4 locks. But you guys, Monday. So let's go ahead and run down the schedule this week. Monday, we've got Oscar Talk, which is going to be great. I'm watching the Fate the Winx saga Netflix series. And sorry, my schedule is right up there, so I'm trying to see what I've got coming out this week. A couple things. Spycraft on Netflix. I've got a review coming out for that. A few more early screeners that I cannot wait to talk about, and a tier list that I'm working on. Don't know if the tier list is going to be done by then, but a tier list that I'm working on. Let's do, barring any super chats, let's do 2 more questions. Because guess what? I've went 25 minutes longer than I said I was going to go. Let's do 2 more questions starting after this one. Chiefs winning today, right, Austin? Yeah, they did. Chiefs going to win. Yeah, the Chiefs going to win. All I cared about was last night, the Ravens getting blown out of the water. So if you're a Ravens fan, I'm not going to apologize. All right, let's see. Just kidding. I'm kidding, y'all. I have to do that. They're in the same division, but the Ravens scored 3 points. All right, let's keep going. Riz Ahmed or Steven Yeun for the final Best Actor nomination, or will they both cancel out Gary Oldman? I think Gary Oldman's. Yeah, I don't know if Gary Oldman's a lock at this point. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Yeah, I think Riz Ahmed's in. I don't think Steven Yeun's in. I don't think Gary Oldman's in. I think Riz Ahmed is the one. Ryan says, go Browns. No. Sorry, buddy. Let's see. Riz Ahmed for Best Actor. Yeah, he's the 4th. I agree with that. Let me do some questions here. Yeah, here we go. Do you think Promising Young Woman is an Oscar contender, and what for? I saw it a couple of days ago, and it doesn't strike me. Oh, look at this. Hang on. And it doesn't strike me as Oscar worthy, but Carey Mulligan is probably getting something. Yeah, I think Carey Mulligan is a lock. She's a lock. I think it could go for Best Picture, man. A lot of people are supporting Promising Young Woman. It's making a huge resurgence on Twitter. So I think it could absolutely. But Carey Mulligan, yeah, 100%. Hey, Lost in the Reel. I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but we may or may not have been talking about you behind your back. You won the contest. You won the gift card. I need your email. You don't have to leave it here. Maybe leave it as a comment, an actual comment on this video, not a live chat, a comment. But you won the contest. Thanks, Austin. Looking forward to your Oscars video this week and hearing your thoughts. So you may have just come into the video, but a big congratulations to Lost in the Reel, and you're here now, so you see it. Yeah, we were talking about you earlier behind your back. So yeah, leave me your email. I'll send you that gift card over. We have Jose. And let me get this off the screen here. Jose, I've been a big fan of yours for a while now. Your success on this platform is only the beginning. Thanks for making 2020 a bit better. All the love. Hey, no, all love to you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate something like this, whether it be a super chat or just a chat in general. You are awesome. And thank you so much. I'm glad I can make 2020 a bit better. My wife wouldn't tell you that. She'd tell you I was annoying. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know she's listening right now, so no, I'm messing with her. But thank you so much for that. It really does make my day when I get a comment like that. All right, guys. All right, when we spamming again? Come on now. No spamming. Come on, don't spam. And don't worry, I'm not deleting people. I'm just kind of says put them in timeout. We can't spam. All right, Paul says congratulations to Lost in the Reel, and Lost in the Reel awards. You're an awards winner at this point. You're a gift card winner, but you're an awards winner. Thank you so much. Apparently Cherry has a mixed response. Wait, where is that? Here we go. Which side are you on? Can I say? I mean, I think my tweet kind of tells you which side. I don't know if I'm allowed to say which side specifically. So go check out my tweet on Twitter. You could probably tell which side I'm on. But I will say I think the mixed response is warranted. I think the mixed response is warranted, but yeah, I would definitely say, go check it out. I don't want the studio to smack me. So yeah, go check that out. Let's do one more actual question here. Before that, Michael Jones, sorry about the hey, listen, man, y'all listen, 17 years and no success. You had success this year. That's great. I always say though, the Browns, they don't like, I don't know. They're just kind of nothing. And that sucked. That was a bad week, but to me still, I don't know. I was really happy about the Ravens losing, but the Browns, I'm just like, yeah, I think they're going to lose, but maybe they'll prove me wrong. 3 years of straight success, that'll prove me wrong, I think, Mike. But man, I just, all right. Yep. 18 more years. I don't know. I'm just messing with you. You guys deserve to win that game because, the second the snap went over Ben's head, which was not the Browns' fault, that was our fault. We beat ourselves. They're not the better team, clearly. But I think you guys deserve to win that game because you were ready. You were more ready for that game. Clearly, you were more ready for that game. Hey, Austin, have you rewatched One Night in Miami? And do you think it was too stagey? Personally, the ending sequence justified it as a film, but that's just me. You know, that's part of my criticism is it was a bit stagey. It did kind of feel like a play, but that's not a hardcore, super harsh criticism. That's just me more. I maybe wanted a little bit more from the cinematic side of things. I still like the film. It will probably get nominated for Best Picture. I don't know if I would personally put it in the Best Picture slot, but I enjoyed the film. I did. I think the performances deserve nominations. And even King, what she was able to do with that material, I think she did a good job. A little bit of that criticism, but not fully. I think she crushed it. And I did rewatch it, and I did feel the exact same way. So enjoyed the movie. I think it's good. Marcus says, Rudolph, step up. Nah, that boy's a backup. That boy ain't a starter. Better than he used to be, but he's a backup. All right, guys, let's do one last question here, since we have no more super chats. One last question. I gotta pick a good one. I gotta make sure it's a good one. Let's see. All right. Among Us, I think I'm going to answer this in my Oscar video. So I'm not going to answer it just yet. Gotta make sure we got a good one. Let's see. Let's do. All right, here we go. I like this one. Dawn Storm. First of all, the name. Yes. Besides the obvious frontrunners, Nomadland, Mank, Trial of Chicago 7, who do you think it's be the surprise winner for Best Picture? You know, man, it's tough. It's really tough. I'm going to say Soul is not a surprise, though, because everybody loved Soul. I don't think The Father has had enough to make that type of impact. I'm telling you what, Promising Young Woman. Can I say it yet? I think Judas and the Black Messiah. If there's one that, and this isn't telling of what, because my Oscar predictions and my actual thoughts on the film may be a little bit different, but that's just kind of because I'm not allowed to tease yet. I think Judas and the Black Messiah. I think that could be the surprise winner because you've got the timely topic, you've got the great performances, you've got the and everything you're seeing in the trailer, the outstanding cinematography. But this is one of those movies that just, I think it's going to hit a lot of people. I think it's going to hit a lot of voters. And Warner Brothers, you know, they're pushing all these other films. You need to hone in. You got to focus on Judas and the Black Messiah because that could be the one to win Best Picture. And I think that's the movie. You saw from the trailer, but I think that's the movie that's going to surprise a lot of people. Now, is that my choice? No. My choice right now, I'll say this because I don't want to spoil my video on Monday, is between Trial and Nomadland. But Judas and the Black Messiah is very, very close. Somebody said, Spider Dark said, when is Judas coming? Early February. The embargo lifts, I believe it's the first day or second day of February, or maybe it's before that. I think it's embargo and then 12 days later, the release. So I'll let you know specifically, but you will know my thoughts here in about 15 days, in about 2 weeks exactly. And I'm going to tweet out my thoughts later today. So follow me on Twitter. You'll see my Judas tweets. And you saw my Malcolm and Marie tweets last night for all of the actor awards. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I said an hour. I keep going. Listen, man, I just love these. I love doing these. Sunday's fun. Sunday's fun day. No, that didn't work either. Be on the lookout. The Little Things is getting bad reviews. Well, I don't know how because the embargo hasn't lifted. But yeah, that's all I'll say. All right, let's keep going here, guys. Let's keep going here with some final thoughts. So when I leave and I'm gone, y'all leave your 3 more hours. Let's go. Y'all leave your thoughts, your goodbyes. What movies are you watching? I'll play you guys out. Appreciate you big time. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to click that like and subscribe button, means the world, helps this video out. Let's see what our final total on the likes is right now. 140. Awesome. I mean, you guys know what the goal is normally. Thank you so much for that. I mean, these live streams, it's becoming more consistent because of your all support. So I appreciate that. And thanks for all of the super chats today. Really means a lot to me. And if I missed a question, 24-hour stream, yeah, my voice is going out. If I missed a question, I will be sure to try my best to get it on the next live stream, which is scheduled for Sunday. But again, we did hit a milestone on this channel, 80,000 subscribers. So expect a celebration sometime throughout the week. I'm thinking Wednesday. I'm also thinking Arby's. I'm really hungry. I'm thinking Wednesday. So you may see myself and one other person do a little special video and ask me anything when we're talking about movies. And that is going to be a heck of a time, man. Heck of a time. We got 150. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's awesome. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you, man. I really do. All of you guys so much. And I'm going to go, I think, relax for the rest of the day, tweet out some thoughts on Judas and the Black Messiah, and get ready for the week, man. We got lots of screeners to watch, lots of great videos. My Oscar update is coming Monday. It's going to be a fantastic time. You guys are the best. Stay tuned to this channel. Thanks for your support, and be sure to leave your comments. All right, I'll play you out. Oh, yeah. Congrats to Griffin and Film Speak on 10K. That man deserves it. Thank you so much. Definitely in the cards. All right, since you told me to answer it, let's see. Have you seen Hannibal series? And what do you think of the trailers for Clarice? Now that show is the thing that Hannibal really returned for season 4. I don't think Hannibal's going to return, but I think Clarice looks good, and I just like saying the name Clarice. I don't think that's how you're supposed to say it, but I like it. I'm stupid. All right. Yeah, I need to go.